Like, this is not a coming out video. Absolutely not. What I wanted to talk about today is a term called heteroflexibility. So I saw a video that Ash Hardell put out a couple of weeks ago. She's really great, by the way. You should absolutely subscribe to her channel and watch her. I'll leave a link in the description to her channel. It was on being heteroflexible. I'm someone who considers themselves to be straight, to be heterosexual, and certainly to be heteroromantic. And what that really means is that I only really want to have relationships with women. I only really feel I'm going to marry a woman in future. There's no real possibility in my mind, at least at the moment, of me being in a relationship with a man. However, there's this little bit of me which makes me feel I'm not entirely straight. Well, when I say I'm not straight, I'm really quite straight, but not entirely straight, not completely straight. And this is where this term heteroflexibility comes in. Now, Ash says in her video that the label is owned by the person who gives it to themselves. Now, heteroflexibility is one of these kind of odd things where it is perhaps a popular meaning, which means a heterosexual person or a heteroromantic person actually sometimes having a relationship with a member of the same sex. But I don't really ever see myself being in a relationship with somebody of the same sex. So that's not really me. However, there's this thing in the back of my mind where I'm thinking, I don't always 100% think about women when it comes to fantasies. So it's this kind of odd situation where I don't think I'll ever act on those fantasies. Few and far between as they are. But clearly this doesn't make me 100% heterosexual. And that's such a limiting boundary anyway. So does this make me heteroflexible? I'm not even sure it does. As somebody who owns any label I give to myself, then perhaps I am. Perhaps I can describe myself as heteroflexible. So there's a measure you may know about called the Kinsey Scale. The Kinsey Scale is basically a measure of how hetero and homosexual you are, or bisexual in the middle. Actually, I managed to find a chart. It's off Wikipedia. It's a 7-point scale, and it starts at 0, which means you're exclusively heterosexual, and ends at 6, which means you're exclusively homosexual. And then there's these other numbers which you can kind of put yourself into in the middle. So 1 being, I think it's called primarily heterosexual and incidentally homosexual. And ever since I've heard of the Kinsey Scale, I've always put myself in that number 1 category. But that's probably even too far for me in this. If there was a percentage of gay that somebody can be, then I don't count myself as 1/7 gay, perhaps closer to being 1% gay. But the point is that it's not 0 on the scale. I'm not exclusively heterosexual. However, I am straight. I would count myself as straight. I think of myself as straight. I tell people if they ask that I'm straight because I identify as straight. But I'm perhaps not entirely straight. I still don't think I've worked out. I'm still not sure whether I should give myself this label of heteroflexible or not, because am I gay enough? But there isn't really such thing as being gay enough. It's up to the individual to work out if they believe they're in the LGBTQ+ community. Well, I don't. I do count myself as an ally, an active ally, rather than me trying to explain what heteroflexibility is. Since I have clearly not worked it out myself, you need to go and talk to some people who do identify themselves as the LGBTQ+ community. Hopefully, though, this video has made you think about the complexity of sexuality. It certainly has made me think over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to have to think quite a bit more about this. But thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.